Hello everyone, I am Wrenching Wench, as you probably already know. I'm here in my unit. It's about 1 degree, it's very cold, that's why I've got my Young Retro Motor Club beanie on, and you can probably see my breath when I talk, but you know, could have chosen a better day for this I suppose. Anyway, I'm going to do an introduction video to the Scirocco, which is right here, because the main reason why I wanted to do this channel was to document my progress on it, and because I'm going to get it resprayed and stuff like that, and it's something that I've always wanted to do, but never really had the guts to until now. So I thought before we get into it and really, you know, start stripping it and make it unrecognisable, I thought I'd show you where I'm at with it now, and what we've done to it, when I bought it, plans, etc, etc. So yeah, we'll show you around the my Scirocco. Now here's proof I'm not a professional. My microphone, which I just spoke to you nice and clearly on, has now just shriveled up inside there. The port that plugs into the phone has just completely disappeared inside there. Maybe because of the cold weather, perhaps. Might come out again when it's warm. I don't know, but anyway, just have to deal with standard iPhone mic quality again. I don't have a big budget. I can't afford, well I can, but I can't be arsed buying it until I know that I'm actually going to take this YouTube stuff seriously. So anyway, it's fine. I'm stood right by the phone, so you'll be able to hear me, even though there is a guy who's chopping his trailer to bits outside. I thought it would be quite quiet here at the unit today, but obviously not. Everyone else has got the same idea. So anyway, here's the car, lovingly known as Sylvester. It's a 1990 Volkswagen Scirocco GTII 1.8 carb, purchased in June 2018 from a friend actually, so I don't have to go very far for it. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace, as I'm sure a lot of us have bought things from. It's a dangerous place, that Facebook Marketplace. Up for 1,300. It said it had some running issues, maybe 2 weeks of MOT left. He said that he sort of bought it as a little runabout, but he has a lot of other cars, and still does have a lot of other cars, but he didn't really need it, and it wasn't running right, and he didn't really have the time to have a look at it, and I was looking for one at the time, and saw my opportunity and bought it. So yeah, like I said, it wasn't running very well when I bought it. It would run, it would tick over, you could drive it, but as soon as you put it under load, like going uphill, or which isn't really convenient when I live on top of a hill, it'd just cut out and cough and splutter and cut out. So I checked in the fuel tank underneath the seats. Sorry, here. There's a louver in the back here, but basically you lift up that seat there, and then you can see into the tank. Because they're quite known, as for a lot of classic cars, for the tanks to start rusting, fill the necks to start rusting, and they get full of swarf and just general nastiness. So I checked in there, and the tank was actually quite clean. I was quite surprised. So I put a new fuel filter on it because that was looking pretty nasty. In fact, let me pop the bonnet. So yeah, here's the beast. As I was saying, I put new fuel filter on it, which is just down there. I also put a new mechanical fuel pump on the front, which is that thing right there, because it was leaking. It's like a plate that it sits on down there, and that was leaking. I thought, oh, maybe that's letting in air and make it cut out, and it was running and it was alright. I thought, oh, sweet result. So I thought, I'll take it for MOT. So I took it down for MOT. When I say I took it down, I mean I drove downhill to MOT, and I thought, oh, it's great, this, brilliant, it's running alright, sorted. I went for MOT, sailed straight through, no advisories, but then thought, yeah, let's drive it home. But as I have mentioned before, I live on top of a hill, and as soon as I tried to go uphill, it cut out. So it ended up being, which I believe is quite common, there's like a rubber plate, I guess you'd call it. Flange, actually, I think it's the technical term is flange, that the carb sits on there, and over time the rubber deteriorates and it lets in air and it sucks in too much air, and then as soon as you put it under load, it just sucks in all the air and cuts out. So that's what it was. I met a guy called Paul Turner, who actually came and had a good look at it and sorted it out with me, and he was very helpful. He works at SH Restorations in Keighley, I think it is. So if you're in that area and you're having problems with a car, I'd highly recommend checking him out, because it really helped me out. Because despite the fact that I am actually a qualified mechanic, I am young, and I was taught on modern engines and code readers and stuff like that. So when it actually comes to classic stuff, I don't really know anything about carbs. I know nothing all about them. So yeah. Then after that, I just sort of enjoyed it as it was. I bought it as a standard car. It had the, I think they're called castellettes or something on it, 15-inch ones, which apparently are quite rare. Apparently a lot of them came with 14-inch castellettes, but mine's 15. But they weren't really in the best of condition. They're meant to have like a polished finish on them, but the polished finish had kind of gone a bit corroded and they were quite badly curbed. So I found these, which are AutoStar minus 15. Yes, BBS reps, I know. But I just love the look of them, love the way that they are period correct to the car. And also I can't afford genuine BBS, because I think a genuine set of BBS would be worth more than what I paid for this car. And I'm not forking out that much for wheels. I'm sorry, I'm just not doing it. But they're made in the UK, so they're not like Chinese knockoffs or anything. And I thought if they were really shit, I could just like pop down to where they make them and shout at them. But they're all right. They seem good quality. They've done me all right. But I've now decided I'm gonna put some different wheels on it. I've only had these on for about 12 months. Nightmare to clean, by the way. Very, very difficult to clean. I won't miss that. I've actually bought some Speedline. I'm going to pronounce this wrong. I'm not very good at pronunciation. It's either Maracena. Them Speedline turbo ones on a Clio, the old Clio 16 valve. I've bought them, which I'll be putting on at some point once the respray is done. And then I might sell these, or I might keep them, because I'm sort of wheels are like shoes to me. I just keep buying loads and keeping them. I still have a set of Zender wheels from my Panda, which I was going to put on this actually, but I didn't in the end. Maybe I'll still put them on. Maybe they can be like different shoes for different days. I don't know. Because the Zenders that I have probably won't sell very easily, because they are actually 4x98. This is a 4x100 fitment, but they should fit with wobble bolts. But yeah, so where else did we get to? Oh yes, you see these lovely shiny top mount. Sorry, it's very cold, I'm snotting everywhere. Yeah, I put Pro Sport coilovers on, which technically are a cheap brand, but I don't know if you'll be able to see them under there. Not on the front, but no. But I'm actually really impressed with how they are. I had some FK coilovers on my Panda, which were horrendous. They were horrible, so uncomfortable. but my Panda looked sick, yo, so it was fine. But after putting these coilovers on and changing the top mounts, the quality of the ride of this was actually really improved. So I was quite shocked. It does catch on the front, especially when I have passengers, but you know, there's some dodgy quote that guys say about wheels are like thighs, they should be rubbing. I don't know. Anyway, let's go on to the inside, shall we? These are my stickers. Young Retro Motor Club, which I'm wearing on my head today. Broke Girl, which is Broke Boys. Obviously I'm not a boy, so I've got Broke Girl, that's good. And then this one from Sad Boy Race Club, which I quite liked. I thought it was a very nice message. So that's very nicely on there. And then I've also got B-roll on the other side, which is a little sort of brand, I guess, run by someone I follow on Instagram, Josh Brooks. You should definitely check out his stuff. It's quite cool. He's got a very, very cool Mini. But yeah, this is the interior, the clocks. I'm not sure how accurate that mileage is, because in the MOT history it jumps from like 90 something to 170 in the space of a year. Now somebody may well have driven this. I know somebody took it to Switzerland, I believe. I've been told it's been to Switzerland. So maybe somebody did do 70-odd thousand miles in a year, but I think they probably swapped the clocks. Now one thing that really frustrates me about this, that right there, the speedo starts at 10. So your speedo is constantly 10 miles an hour out. I don't know why it's like that. Can anybody please? VW, please. Why? VW, please. Explain. Explain. It's so stupid. The first time I drove it, I took it out and I got up to 30 and I thought, this isn't 30. This is well slow. But anyway, got our lovely switches there. Make a lovely sound. Oh, yeah. Battery's not connected at the moment, so. But we'll connect it when we start up. These are the lovely checkered seats that VW love to do. I think these came in a lot of GT2s. I really like them, and I'm really impressed with how well they are. I mean, could probably do with a bit of a wet vac because they're a bit grubby, but it's, you know, there's only just a little bit there that's coming off. But apart from that, the bosses are still really really nice, really comfortable to drive as well. Very nice seats, very nice. That's the back. That's ow! That's my head knocking on the roof. That's a Real Louvre that I bought from a guy in Mexico. It's like a remanufactured version of the Autoplast one from back in the day, but unfortunately it didn't survive the journey from Mexico very well, and as you can see there, it's all cracked. But I think I might have found someone who can repair it for me, because it's quite a clean break, so hopefully it could just be glued to get back together and then it can go on. But yeah, I haven't really done anything interior wise except for air freshener from Fitted UK last year, not this year obviously because it wasn't on. But yeah, the dash is a bit cracked, as is with most cars of this age. So I'm probably going to repair that. I can't decide whether I want to wrap it in leather or get it flocked. I think flocks should stay for race cars really, but it's a lot easier than getting it wrapped in leather, so maybe let me know in the comments what you think. Should we get it done in leather or get it flocked? Whatever I do, I'll do a video on it, because you can buy filler for these types of dashes now. I found some from a place called Frost Restoration, so I'll probably buy some of that, do a video on it of me making a tit of my dash. But other than that, I haven't really done anything interior wise because I don't feel like I need to. I really like the way it looks. Obviously the handle's missing from the driver's reclining. I think the thing's still in there, so I can still kind of, I don't know. Well, I'll probably repair that as well at some point. We've got this Panasonic cassette player. It's not the one that came with the car. When I bought the car, it had like this Kenwood thing in it. But I had a cassette player. I was going to keep it because it looked quite period correct, but I tried to put a tape on it, it didn't work. So I was like, oh, that's kind of useless. So I bought this off eBay. I believe the seller said it was out of a Mark II Golf, so it's pretty correct. Well worn on the knobs. I know what you're thinking. Haha, she said knobs. But I just think it complements it nicely, and I've got the good old cassette adapter in there so I can still play my tunes from my phone without putting a great big aftermarket stereo in. Oh, it's got this lovely fake carbon which I've started to peel off. Now I realise why they've put it on there. But I've bought new sort of black vinyl to go over there, and some new GT2 badges to put on here. Because I'm sick of people going, what is it? Is it a GT2? Is it a GT? It's a GT2. It's out the side. I've put new back lamps on it since I got it. It had some... I think the GT2 originally came with slightly tinted lights. Usually these lines that go across have like pinstripe sort of stuff on them to make them look tinted. But the ones that came on it, somebody had used awful spray tint and it was all peeling and there was like holes in it. I mean, there's a little hole in this one there, but that's it. This had like... the old ones had holes everywhere and they just look naff. So I bought these from a guy in Scotland who just had them sitting about. I think it looks quite good. A lot better than they were before. Good old squishy spoiler. I didn't realise... I had this car for quite a few months before I realised that spoiler was squishy, by the way. But yeah. Put new brakes on it, you can't see, but they are in there, honest. I probably could have done a video on that because I did that this year, but I didn't in the end. Yeah, I put brakes all around. I've got new shoes, drums, cylinders, bearings, everything on the back end. To be honest, I'm glad I didn't film that because there was a lot of swearing, a lot of losing my temper, and I probably would have embarrassed myself. But yeah, I really, really, really don't like doing brake shoes. That was not a fun time. And then on the front, I put new calipers, new discs. I went for the Brembo Max, the grooved ones. I think that's what they're called. New pads. I did a brake fluid change as well, just to try and improve the braking on this because I've always thought it was a bit piss poor. But after doing all that, it still made no difference. So I inquired in the Scirocco register, hey, are the brakes terrible in these? And I probably got tons and tons of replies going, yes, they absolutely are. Turns out it has the same brake setup as a Mark 1 Golf 1.3. So yeah, because I think a lot of people tend to think that these were built on the same platform as the Mark 2 Golf, but they weren't. They were built on the same platform as the Mark 1 Golf. And as you'll notice, the servo is on the wrong side, and it's got one of them stupid bars that comes across. So brakes are not the best, but I already spent money putting new ones on, so I really don't want to spend more money uprating them at the moment because I'm a tight ass. Now the paintwork, I always say that the paint's really awful and that's why I'm getting a respray, and then people always go, oh, why are you doing that? It looks great, you know, it looks fine, you don't need to respray it. And it's like, the guy who I bought it off actually said something quite good. He said it's a 5-footer. It looks good from 5 feet away, but the closer you get, it's actually not that great. So it's had a respray at some point, not under my ownership and not under my friend's ownership either, because neither of us would have ever allowed this to happen. But basically, let's see if you can see. They've resprayed it with the body kit still on, which is daft. I will be taking this off when I get it resprayed, and I'm absolutely terrified of what I'm going to find behind it. So that should be good. That should be fun. Watching me have a mental breakdown over the rust. Rust-wise isn't anything to do with, you know, the paint quality. I have found some new doors. Well, second-hand doors. Because, yeah, it's not the best. It looks like someone's painted the rust white. But yeah, these are pretty far gone. I mean, you could save them. Anything's savable if you're brave enough. But it's actually Automotive Tales got in touch with me and said that he had a... Oh, or John from Auto Tales, I think, got in touch with me saying that he had some doors just lying around and said I could have them, so I was very much appreciative of that. I still have to go pick them up. Obviously with all these lockdowns after lockdowns, it's been quite hard to organise getting them collected. But yes, I'll be putting new doors on it. Here, I've got some runs. Yep. And like here, where it's all been around the doors, and it's just not right, you know. And like you can see where it's gone all orange peely, and it's reacted, and the state of the seal, and they've done all that, and the bonnet's quite bad. I don't know if you'll be able to see with it being up, but there's a lot of sort of dry patches on it. I don't know if you can see up there, you know, like there, that's my finger, but there. There's a lot of dry patches, there's a lot of like weird bits where the paint's reacted, and it's just awful, you know. It's just not fair, really, to the car. This bonnet is pretty crusty. I'm really struggling to find a replacement, because every time one comes up for sale it's just as bad. I did find one that was quite decent on eBay that was in Glasgow, but unfortunately I missed out on the bids at the last minute. So if anybody knows where a decent bonnet is for a Scirocco, please do get in touch. I would be very much appreciative of that. Pretty crusty down here as well, but not too bad. The actual engine bay itself looks half decent, I suppose. Just a bit lucky, that's all. Down here on the bumper, it's kind of chipped and nasty. Someone's obviously not done the correct prep for these bumpers, because they are textured and they're like plastic textured, but somebody's just kind of made an ass of them, really. Like here, you know, there's some awful runs around there, and like dry patches again, and yeah, it's just, the longer I look at it, the worse it gets. It's just not up to my standards, really. This, by the bumper and the exhaust, is like, it's really coarse. It's weird. You can hear that. It's really rough. It's not smooth at all. It's just weird. Yeah, that's the exhaust. Somebody had already painted it black, and it was looking weird, so I painted it in more black just so it looked half decent. But I'll probably put some kind of exhaust, nothing too, you know, loud and asbo-y, but something that looks nice. I think there's some, oh yes, check out this run. This is like a landscape painting, this. Look at that. It just goes on and on and on. So yeah, this is why I want to get it resprayed. The car itself is actually pretty straight. There's no major dents on it or anything. I think there's like a little dent in that door there, but I'm getting new doors anyway. But yeah, there's no major bumps on it, really. It's quite a nice straight car. It's just the finish of the paint that's the main problem. Right, I've connected the battery up. I haven't started it at all today, so I'll just take the immobilizer off, ignition on, out of gear, put a bit of choke on because it's quite chilly, and let's see how it goes. A bit tappy, but I'm probably going to do a bit of work on those, because some days, oh no, okay. Put a bit of revs on, there we go. I think the choke cable might be a bit dodgy. I have put a new one on it, but wait, did I? Yes, I did. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, that's one thing I've done. I've put a new choke cable on it. After I broke down in it, I decided I was going to take it to work. And as I've said before, I live in a very hilly area, so I drove uphill. Everything was fine. Got to the top of the hill, which was like a giveaway. I looked both ways, so it was clear to go. Went to put my foot down. Where's the throttle pedal gone? it's on the floor. But me and my dad work at the same place, so I rang my dad. I was like, I'm literally just down the road from work. Any chance you could come and help me? So he came over. We jammed a pen in the throttle, just to keep the throttle open and limit it to work. I thought my throttle cable had snapped, but turned out, I'll just take a bit of choke off, being a bit loud. Where the throttle cable is, there's like a bushing in the pedal where the cable hooks round into, and that bushing deteriorates over time, and it just so happened to deteriorate at the top of that hill and just disintegrated. So I managed to bodge my own bushing at work just to get it home, and then bought a new bushing, and I think I still have my bodged bushing in the glove box in case it happens again. Fire extinguisher, by the way, very important to have in a classic car, or any car really, but some receipts there. Fuel. Oh, my spanner, coilovers in case I need any emergency adjustments. Oh, a sticker that I haven't put on yet, Bloodline Volkswagen Club, shout out to them guys. There it is. So this is why, hang on, let me get in a better position. This is what I fashioned at work to get me home. So this goes in like a, slides into the throttle pedal, and then the cable hooks into this, and that's what pulls your throttle on and off. So if that bushing ever goes again, I've got this as backup. But yeah, I don't know if you're able to hear me because my microphone's broken, so I'm just going to yell at my phone and hope you can hear me. It's pretty tappy. I'm probably going to sort out the tappets. They're hydraulic on these, which is pretty cool for an older car. So yeah, we'll probably strip that down. But yeah, here's the engine in all of its glory. If you can hear a hissing, it's that. Yeah, my servo's leaking, which probably doesn't help the braking situation. It looks like somebody's broke it before and tried to repair it with what I can only describe as chewing gum. So I've just put a bit of tape around it, just to sort of help it for now. It's a one-way valve and vacuum line. I did buy a new one, but it was the wrong one, so I need to buy the right one. But yeah. Oh. But yeah, a bit steamy, it's been sat a while. But yeah. I think it's idling a bit low, that's with the choke all the way off. It's idling pretty low. I probably need to adjust that. But it sounds lovely when it's not on choke. Purring away there. It's missing. Oh, well, we'll just turn it off now. I'm now using my tripod as a selfie stick because the microphone doesn't work, so I don't want to stand too far away from the phone. But yeah, that's, oh god, this is wobbly, isn't it? Don't get seasick. This is the car in all of its glory. The plans, basically, as I've said, respray it, get all of this nastiness sorted out. What else? Put the Clio wheels on, get the louver on. I did want to actually sort of make a custom spoiler for this, but it'd be kind of difficult. I really want the Zender spoiler, that comes down like this and goes like that, like to a point. I really like that spoiler, but getting hold of one is just so outrageously difficult. They're so rare. I would actually like to paint this because you can paint them. So I've been told you can buy like a coating that goes on them to stop them from being so porous, and you can paint it white because it's the finish on it is getting a bit nasty. But we'll see. There's also a squishy centre spoiler that doesn't go up the sides like this. It just stays there and comes out a bit further, which I quite like. Because I'm kind of going for like a bit of a race car kind of vibe, but not too much of a race kind of vibe. I want everything on this to be period correct. This is my main aim for this car. It's just everything period correct. Engine wise, I know everyone will be going, oh, put a 118 in it, put a 3.2 in it. I mean, I'd love to. I'd love to put an R32 engine in it, because someone in the Scirocco register has one with a R32 engine in it, and it is immense. It needs an LSD though. Spins up an awful lot. But one, I'm very lazy and I get distracted very easily. And two, I just want it to be correct. So I'd love to put a 16 valve in it out of Mark II GTI or a Corrado or a Mark III GTI. But getting hold of one these days is so difficult. You know, like the KR or the ABF engines, getting hold of one now is so difficult because they're either all been used, or they all want too much, or they're all in a car that's worth like 12 grand now. I know, when did that happen? Mark II GTI's decided to be 12 grand now. 16 valve anyway. But yeah, I just want to enjoy it. But I do want to get it race ready first, because that really riles me up. After that point, I just want to drive it, enjoy it. If this year has taught me anything, is that all those mornings where I couldn't be bothered waking up for a show, I deeply, deeply regret now. I mean, I'm still going to struggle to get up for shows, even when they're back on. I'm just not a morning person. But yeah, I haven't even done 1,000 miles of this since I bought it 2 years ago. I don't know how many miles I've done exactly, because the speedo doesn't always work. That's another thing that needs looking at. But I've definitely not done nearly enough miles that I should do. So yeah, that's the plan. I'll show it all on this channel. I've also got an Abarth, which may be making appearances. That's my daily driver. Noisy buggers outside. So yeah, that's this video. It's an introduction to the Scirocco. If you've got any questions about it, anything else you want to know, leave them down in the comments. I'll answer them. Yeah, should be exciting to see where we get to, see what we do. I'm petrified of what's behind this body kit. Not gonna lie. You may see me crying on YouTube actually if I take it off and it's all rotten. You know, I'm very much aware I can't see, can't hurt me, but I'm gonna have to, you know, toughen up one day and see what's behind it. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say. I think I've covered everything. I've probably forgotten loads about it. I should have wrote a list, but I didn't. So yeah, that's a Scirocco. Now I know a bit more about him, Sylvester. I see a lot of people call it a she sometimes, and I don't want to be rude, but it's a he. A lot of my cars are he's. The Abarth's a he. The Panda was a he. It's a boy. It's a boy's car. I mean, probably people going, it's a car. It doesn't have a gender. Well, mine does. I'm a weirdo. Yes, I'm a weirdo that names and genders my car. I'm one of those. Yeah. I don't know how else to outro this other than like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, then don't. If you want to thumbs down it, you really can. I can't stop you. It's a free world. Subscribe to see more of the Scirocco and a little bit of the Abarth as well when I do stuff on that. And yeah, I don't know when the next video will be out. At some point, whenever I decide to get started on this. So yeah, see you then next one, I guess. Something like that. This is a lovely angle, isn't it? Bye.